Well, I think a lot of the conversion optimization folks you've spoken to probably show you some, here's an A/B test we ran and here's the result, and
right,
whatnot. We've got a bunch of those on our site, and they've been there for a while. I'd like to talk about another concept, which is evolutionary site redesign, and this is something that's a little going a little further than your quick and easy conversion optimization test. A lot of companies go in, they run an A/B test on a landing page or home page or product page, wherever it is, and they're in and they're out, right? That's it. Now, what does a company do then that has a site that they're no longer satisfied with? Maybe it's so narrow that it looks like it was built in early 2000, or it's, the buttons are all really small and the font's all small, something that was built for clearly browsers of a long time ago. What does a company do when they want to redesign their site? Right. So what we're trying to focus on right now, and we're applying it to some pretty big clients, including builddirect.com, which is they're one of Canada's biggest advertisers. They're sort of the Amazon of flooring products. Any really heavy product you need to ship and get to your home very quickly, they're the pros at. So what we do is we do modifications to the site over the course of years, and the website is never A, out of date, and B, constantly improving in conversion rates and learning as we go along. Having been at a web design company for 5 years, I've seen so many web design projects just go wrong, and it's not because it wasn't a great design agency.
Right.
It was just that you simply cannot predict, with no prior data to go by, what implications a wholesale website redesign are going to have. Because you might improve page A, but then you might create some big conversion killer in other areas of the website. And when you make wholesale changes without any prior data or knowledge about the target audience, what works and what doesn't, there's no way to guarantee a conversion lift from a website redesign, no matter how good the company is.
Yeah.
Right. So, a lot of times we'd launch new websites, and you could bet so much money on the redesigned version to outperform the current old, website that hasn't been touched in 5 years, and yet it still wouldn't win. So, in website design like that, there's so many downfalls to it, because decisions are being made based on gut. It's like the Don Draper approach to web design. The client has to wait around such a long time to see any results,
right?
Because you go into a web design project, it's at least 3 months, right? I mean, there are obvious SEO implications if you don't pay attention to those. And once it's launched, you don't have any learnings to go by. You've got a brand new site. Maybe it's performing better than before. Maybe it's underperforming, but you really don't know why. There's no way to pinpoint exactly what's working, what's not. And then in between those redesigns, there might be 4 or 5 years during which a company doesn't redesign their site. So what happens to your site during that time? It's just decaying. And meantime, your competitors could be doing some form of evolutionary site redesign, which is what we're trying to do with our clients, and getting ahead of you. So that's really like what we're working on right now. And I'm gonna send you some builddirect.com examples to show you this in action.
Okay, cool.
Where we've touched on so many areas of their website by taking a learning from one part of the website and applying it to all others, and their design is improving at the same time. Something that was perhaps looked aesthetically pleasing 3 years ago is no longer the case. And so we're trying to keep it up in a way that is modern and has that aesthetic appeal and delivers on the conversion side, because those two things don't always go hand in hand.
So from an actual execution perspective, you're at a web design firm, so I'm sure you understand this. So are you doing initial small pieces of A/B testing or multivariate testing on pieces of the pages, and then figuring out kind of the best scenario for each of those situations before you move into the design? Is that what happens before you actually launch the whole complete redesign structure?
So we actually never launch a complete redesign. We launch it in pieces. So this is a really challenging part of the project, right? It's not so easy as just saying, hey, we're just gonna redesign the header, or we're just gonna redesign the sidebar. Because if it looks nothing like the rest of the page and the rest of the website, right, there's going to be something amiss. And right, even if ideally it would be helping conversion, it's going to be hurting because it looks so awkward on the page, right?
Right.
So we do have to be mindful of the existing brand guidelines and what's there, but try and evolve those guidelines over time. But we do just piece by piece. And this doesn't work for any kind of website. If you're working on a site that's just so bad, it really needs a redesign, that you can't even make a single change without it looking awkward, sure, I would say then go ahead and do a redesign. But then once you've got your new website, then continue evolving it and continue working on it and try to use it as a palette to learn from and get data from about your target audience. So we just happen to be lucky with a few clients that have sites that aren't so bad that we can work with. We can make changes that are improving the design, yet don't stick out in some awkward way. So to answer your question, we don't launch it all at once. We do piece by piece, and we just need to make sure that all those pieces come together and don't obviously clash with each other as well.
Right.
So and this involves the client's UX team, their brand guidelines,
Absolutely,
folks. Everyone's kind of working together, agreeing that okay, here's the direction we want to go in. And that we want to get there by making sound low risk decisions.
Yeah, that's it's very common. Everybody wants that new fresh paint. They want that new website design, but they don't realize that majority of the time you put something really pretty up, it's going to be so dramatic that your conversion rate is probably going to go down.
You know that I just released a free course all about my top e-commerce optimization strategies for your small business website. Whether you're using Shopify, e-commerce, Magento, Volusion, whatever hosted e-commerce platform you're using, or even custom, I have some strategies to give away for you for free. I love helping more businesses make more money. So if you want to get this free course, all you have to do is visit the website alexdesigns.com/free course. Go ahead and check it out and let me know what you think about it.